Hello and welcome. My name is Michelle Fondin, and I'm the author of The Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda, an easy guide to a healthy lifestyle. And I'm here today with Ayurveda Answers. Today we're going to speak a little bit about having a healthy sleep. This is a question that comes up very often in my practice with Ayurvedic consultations. And people just wonder, how can I get a more quality sleep, or they're having issues with falling asleep or staying asleep during the night. And then the rhythms are all messed up and they have to resort to sleep medications, which is never good for anybody involved. Because then, that's a vicious cycle if you're addicted to sleep medications, or you find that you need to take something, either an over-the-counter substance, a prescription pill, or alcohol, which I hear most often, in order to get to sleep. So Ayurveda has some pretty strict guidelines and recommendations surrounding sleep. So the recommended time to get to bed is about 10 p.m. with getting to sleep about 10:30 p.m. I know this sounds early for a lot of you. For a lot of you, you're probably going, whoa, okay, 10:30 is really just the time that I'm starting to wind down from my day and just take some time for myself. Well, Ayurveda wants you to catch the waves of nature. There are different waves of activity and inactivity that naturally occur in your circadian rhythm. So the circadian rhythm is your 24-hour clock. Now, if you catch the wave of sleep, which is going to happen at the shift of this activity to inactivity wave, you're going to fall asleep much easier. You're going to follow your body's natural biorhythms, and you're really going to be tired at that time. Now, if you're used to getting to sleep at midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning, and then all of a sudden I'm asking you to go to sleep at 10:30 p.m., your body is probably not going to feel tired at that time. So here is actually the recommendation that Ayurveda makes so that you can make this shift. So rather than immediately trying to force yourself into going to sleep at 10:30, what you can do is get up earlier in 15-minute increments per day. So for example, if your normal waking time is 7 a.m., what you're going to do is tomorrow you'll wake up at 6:45 a.m. And then the next day you'll wake up at 6:30 a.m. and the next day at 6:15, and then following day at 6 a.m. So you should strive to have a waking time between about 5:45 a.m. and 6 a.m. And again, you're going to catch that other wave of activity to inactivity. And so your body is going to be more wakeful around that time, around the cusp of 5:45 a.m. to 6 a.m., than if you allow yourself to sleep towards 7 or 8 a.m. You're just not going to catch the same wave of energy if you wait a little bit later. Now, if you get up prior to 6 or immediately prior to 6, you'll start to notice that your body will easily fatigue at around that 10 o'clock hour. Now, there's no steadfast rules as to exactly the time. It's a ballpark of around 10:30 p.m. where you should be sleeping in order for your body to really catch the natural rhythms. And so an adult is sleeping probably about 7 to 8 hours, which is the ideal amount of time for sleep. Sleeping less than 7 hours is not exactly an ideal. Sleeping more than 8 hours is not exactly the ideal. In fact, sleep researchers have shown that people that get more than 8 hours of sleep regularly actually experience lesser health than those that sleep around 7 to 8 hours as adults. And the same thing with people that get less than 7 hours of sleep, let's say 6 or 5 hours of sleep nightly. Again, their health tends to suffer if they get less than that in sleep. And I know there are some of you out there that said, hey, I can get by with 4 hours of sleep, no problem. And you might notice that you can't do that consistently. Maybe you're sleeping 4 to 5 hours a few days a week, and then a few more days of those weeks that your body is just catching up on sleep. So you might sleep 7 hours or 8 hours or 9 hours in order to catch up on that missed sleep. Now here's another misconception. The other misconception is I can catch up on the weekends. Again, sleep researchers have shown that your body can actually catch up on sleep within a 24-hour span. So let's suppose that you had a fitful night or you had to work late and just sleep did not happen. You really need to make up that sleep within the next 12 to 18 hours. There really isn't a save up for the weekend type of catch up sleep. That just, your body doesn't work like that. I wish it did. It's kind of like a bank account, right? You're like, I'll just, deposit more into my bank over the weekend, but the body really doesn't work like that. Another question I get regarding sleep, and we'll wrap it up with this, and we'll talk there's so much to be said surrounding sleep that tomorrow I will actually follow up with another video around sleep because it is a fascinating topic, and it's really one that plagues a lot of people. There's a lot of instances of insomnia. But the other thing that I'm going to say is that some people say I'm naturally a night person, and so I do not get tired and I do not get to sleep until 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and that is just my natural biorhythm. Ayurveda believes that the night owl syndrome is really a more Western society model, meaning it's a learned behavior. Because we have lights that work at the nighttime, because we have our computers or televisions, any of our devices that keep light bright for us, even our iPhones and Android devices, they keep the light, and especially the back panel light is extremely bright. So we have these artificial means of staying awake, and so our bodies can shift to stay awake. Now that doesn't mean it's healthy for you. But some people say, yeah, naturally I'm a night owl. That's the way I am. That's the way I'm hardwired. That's the way I'm built. Ayurveda says, well, no, that's actually not the way you were built. That's just a learned behavior. It's a societal behavior. So it's just something we've learned throughout the more modern generations in order to keep ourselves awake. There are many medical reasons for why your body needs to sleep at night. There's been several studies surrounding people that have night shifts and how their health is not as optimal as those that work during the daytime. So like I said, it's about nature's rhythms with your bodily rhythms, and it's trying to sync yourself with nature's rhythms and syncing yourself with your own biorhythms. And so I hope this was helpful for you. Again, if you're struggling with sleep, please send me your questions to michellefondinauthor@gmail.com, and I can most certainly give you a video response to your questions. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and namaste.